The technique that I am going to share with you in this video for these ayat, if you follow this technique, you are not going to make any mistakes in these ayat ever again. So this phrase وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا, it's a common phrase in these three ayat. The ayat that I'm talking about is, if you look at in Juz 15, Surah Isra, it comes two times, and Surah Kahaf it comes one time. The ayah number 41 and 89 of Surah Isra and ayah number 54 of Surah Al-Kahf has this ayah, and most of the time we confuse these ayah because these are in same juz. Coming from the start of Juz 15, the first time we encounter this phrase is the shortest one. وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ لِيَذَّكَّرُوا. Now, if we move forward, we'll see that we have وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ, but this time we have some additional words in the ayah 89 of Isra as compared to the ayah 41 of Isra. Now, I want you to look at ayah 54 of Al-Kahf because these two ayah are similar. Comparing Isra 89 and Kahf 54, in Isra 89 we have وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا لِلنَّاسِ first and then فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ. And if you look at Al-Kahf, we have فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ first and then لِلنَّاسِ مِن كُلِّ مَثَلٍ. Min kulli masal is at the same position in both the ayah. Now I have a rule that follows in these ayat, and that is, if the ayah start from the beginning of the chapter, a ruku, the ayah is starting from the beginning of a ruku, you will see that there will be وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ. And if the ayah is somewhere in between a ruku, then وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ won't be there. You would not see فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ when the ayah is somewhere in between a ruku. Just like if you look at the verse 89 of Isra, this ayah is starting in between a ruku. It's not from the beginning of a ruku. So we don't have fi hadha al-Qur'ani here. But if we look at Isra 41 and Kahf 54, these two are starting from the beginning of a ruku. That's why we have وَلَقَدْ صَرَّفْنَا فِي هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ. Now for Isra 89 and Kahf 54, we also need to set a hint for the part that comes after min kulli mathal. There are two ways that we can do this. First is the alphabetical order, and the second one, the contextual order. Basically looking at the meanings, the translation of the ayat before and after. If we talk about alphabetic order, and that is the most easiest way to do this, we get to see that in Isra 89 we have فَأَبَى أَكْثَرُ النَّاسِ إِلَّا كُفُورًا, fa, and in Al-Kahf 54 we have wa. وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ أَكْثَرَ شَيْءٍ جَدَلًا. So fa and wa. Fa comes first in alphabetic order if you look at haruf at-tahajji, and wa, it comes afterwards. So that's the simple way. But if you look at the context, the meaning of these ayat, in Isra, if you look at the ayah is فَأَبَى أَكْثَرُ النَّاسِ إِلَّا كُفُورًا. And if you look at the ayah before and after, you can see that they are not believing, disapproving, they are denying the Quran and the existence of our holy prophet. And in Kahf, the ending is وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ أَكْثَرَ شَيْءٍ جَدَلًا. Most of the humans are argumentative. So there is dispute, argument before and after these ayat. I personally select the first one because the first one is easier to do, and even the kaf of Wakana al-insanu, the name first letter al-kahf, kaf, that matches, that also link. And following alphabetical order, we don't need much brain to be used. But if it works for you, then that's good. That was it, guys. I hope it was helpful, and I'll try to come up with new ayat that I find and make ways to memorize the mutashabihat. And if you have some ayat that you find to be challenging, you can drop in the comments and I'll try to make videos on them. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.